Hello and welcome everyone to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. You're watching Daily Immigration Doors, and today we are live at YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter as well. And before moving ahead to our very important and very timely discussion, I would like to read out this very important disclaimer. That is, by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not a professional advice, so use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. All right, friends. So thank you so much today for joining us into this very important discussion that we are going to have in today's episode. And the topic that we are going to talk upon is about Trump's inauguration 2025. A very historic day for everyone to remember, highlights, performances, and the key moments we are going to talk about in today's session. And with me today will be joining very insightful my co-host Nepasa Pradhan. So, Napasa, thank you so much for accompanying me into this very important discussion. And yeah, I think today it will be going to a very important and a very insightful session. So, what would you like to add on what our viewers can expect from today's episode?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for that great introduction. And yes, it's going to be a very, very timely discussion, as you have mentioned, Sam, because yes, today, the 20th of January, 2025, is one of the very, very historical moments because Trump took the oath as he became the 47th president of the United States. And yes, today he's officially going to the White House, and today is his day one, and we're going to discuss the ceremony, who attended, and what Trump said in his speech, and yes, everything we can possibly cover. So thank you so much. It's going to be a very interesting one, and I'm sure today everybody is already very excited and has been very busy since morning with the inaugural ceremony of Trump, becoming the 47th president. So then exciting for the whole of America and even the world because everybody has been watching, and it is definitely affecting uh, you know uh, everywhere. I mean, social media platforms are bombarded with this event, and not just that, but even the trade markets and everywhere I see it has already made its effect, just as soon as Trump greeted the I mean everybody today. So it was really, really very interesting and a historical moment for sure. So let's go with it. Yes, today's topic is as we have said, yes, it is about Trump. So let's go ahead to inauguration 2025, a historic day, highlights, performances, and key moments. So
Right.
yes.
I think, before delving into our today's topic, let's also have a quick news update so that our viewers can also understand that obviously Trump's inauguration 2025 is a very hot topic right now, but also there are other news also that's need to pay attention. So, with that, here's my very first news, friends, and that's about Indian student from Hyderabad shot dead in Washington D.C. So, this is a very sad news, and actually, the tragedy struck as 26-year-old Ravi Teja, an Indian student from Hyderabad, was shot and killed in Washington, D.C. And Teja had moved to the US in 2022 to pursue his master's degree and was actively seeking a job after completing his studies. But after a while, a very tragic incident that took place, and the shooting took place at gas station. Though the exact details are still unclear, the incident has shocked Teja's family, and authorities are still investigating in it and the circumstances surrounding his death. So, the North American Association also of Indian Students expressed their condolences and posting about the tragedy on social media. Next up is about China sends Vice President Han Zheng to Trump's inauguration. Now, this is another very interesting news that we are going to know about. And in a surprising move, China has sent Vice President Han Zheng to attend Donald Trump's inauguration. And we already had seen him, and this is the first time that such a high ranking Chinese official will be attending a US presidential inauguration. And the decision is seen as a goodwill gesture from China to improve the relations with US and also with the new Trump administration, despite the ongoing tensions between the two. While Chinese President, current Xi Jinping won't attended the ceremony, and Han Zheng's presence also signified that China's interest is there, in building the interest between the nation of U.S. and China. So this is a quite good relationship, quite initiative we could take look into the U.S. and the China. Also, another news is from Melania Trump, who is planning a bigger role as First Lady in Trump's second term. So this time, Melania Trump is also preparing to take on more visible role during Donald Trump's second term as president, and she has also signed a $40 million deal with Amazon for a documentary about her life, as she wants to be seen as a very strong businesswoman in Trump's second term. And unlike her quieter first term, because during her first term we have seen that she wasn't much involved into this, but Melania in this term, she is also ready to step into the spotlight and make a bigger impact, especially with a new documentary that highlights her journey and business side. And moving ahead, there's another news update that's quite more important, and that's about Kamala Harris. So, Kamala Harris vows to stay active in politics after defeat in 2024 election. So, Kamala Harris has declared that she will not go quietly into the night after losing the 2024 presidential election. And also, in a traditional ceremony that we have seen in the White House, Harris signed the desk used by Vice President since Lyndon B. Johnson, and that symbolized her service. Although she hasn't announced her future plans yet, but Harris also gave a hint that she would remain engaged in politics and potentially even running her office again. So, Harris emphasized the importance of public trust and upholding the Constitution, a sentiment she echoed during her concession speech in November. So, these were some of the very important news highlights from my end. And moving ahead with Nepasa's news updates, Nepasa, please go ahead and share some important news headlines that our viewers should know about.
Thank you so much, Sam, for those very, very important updates. And absolutely, I mean, today has been a very, very important day. And I think my first would be about, Donald Trump has sworn as the 47th United States president and promises a golden age for America. And yesterday, January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, marking his return to the White House after his previous term from 2017 to 2021. And in his inaugural address, Trump declared the commencement of a golden age for America, emphasizing a commitment to national sovereignty, economic rival, and a robust defense policy. Yes, the key points from his speech included immigration reform. Trump announced plans to end birthright citizenship and declared a national emergency at the US Mexico border to address illegal immigration. And he also talked about energy policy. He declared a national energy emergency, aiming to achieve energy independence through expanded drilling and fracking on US soil. That's right, I'm talking about drill, baby, drill. And then we have he also spoke about economic strategy. Trump proposed a tariff regime um, designed to bolster American workers and manufacturing, emphasizing America First policies and social policies. He pledged to recognize only two genders and to end government policies attempting to social engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. And he also spoke about foreign policy. Yes, Trump expressed a desire to be a global peacemaker, celebrating a recent ceasefire at Gaza and the return of Middle Eastern hostages. And friends, of course, about this whole ceremony and his speech and everything we are going to cover in today's episode. So, moving on, I have more news updates. And this first one is about Elon Musk's son, who steals the spotlight at Trump rally. That's right. At a Trump rally, Elon Musk brought his 4-year-old son, X, on stage, and the crowd loved the sweet and funny moments as X interacted with the audience. Well, Trump praised Musk for his achievements and asked him to speak. And Elon Musk's son X charmed the crowd during a rally for Donald Trump. So Musk apologized for his son's excitement while Trump praised Musk's work, making the moment both adorable and memorable. Apart from that, we also have Megyn Kelly, who criticizes Jennifer Lopez at Trump rally. So TV host Megyn Kelly took a shot at Jennifer Lopez during a Trump rally, mocking her for her political views and multiple divorces. Kelly accused Lopez of supporting politicians like Kamala Harris while making personal jabs about her failed marriages. And Megyn Kelly targeted Jennifer Lopez at the rally, making it both political and personal at the same time. And at the Supreme Court upholds TikTok ban before Trump's inauguration. The Supreme Court supported the nationwide ban on TikTok just before Trump's inauguration, and Trump has been pushing for the ban due to concerns about TikTok's Chinese ownership and potential data security risks. And this decision comes right before Trump takes office, making TikTok unavailable to millions of US users. Apart from that, we also have New York Governor Hochul, who raises flags for Trump's inauguration. And yes, New York Governor Kathy Hochul ordered flags to be raised to full staff for Trump's inauguration, and flags had been flying at half staff to honor former President Jimmy Carter. And Hochul's decision to raise the flags was seen as a break from tradition. Those were a few news updates from my end. And yes, let's dive right into our topic of discussion for today. And well, we also have the TikTok back. So I think right after Trump's inaugural ceremony, TikTok is also back. So yes, there you go. Well, it was a very, very beautiful ceremony, that's for sure. And where do we start, Sam? Do you want to start?
I think it would be great if we could have a little gist of what happened or everything about the ceremony. So I think I would like to start with the inauguration, how it started, at what time it started. So I think most of us know that it started at 11:30 a.m. EST, and at that time, President Donald Trump was about to take the oath, and the oath started at 12 p.m. EST. And the ceremony was supposed to be, have, be outside at the US Capitol. But due to the bad weather, it shifted inside and at inside to the Capitol Rotunda because of the bad weather. So there it happened, and at 12 p.m. EST, President Donald Trump, took the oath, and there he started giving his speech. So I think it was very memorable, a very historic event that took place today, and most of the Americans, they are going to remember today's day with so much enthusiastic, and it would be very great for them. Also, we have seen a lot of different guests, as we already discussed in our one of the webinar, that who are invited in inauguration, and they all were there, and it was so good to see all of them. There were so many presidents also of US, like former president, the 42nd president that we had seen, like William J. Clinton with Hillary Clinton, and they came to the inauguration. Then 43rd president also, George W. Bush with Mrs. Laura. And then also 44th President Barack Obama, we also spotted him in the inauguration, but unfortunately he came alone without his wife, and Michelle Obama wasn't there because she already claimed that she won't be attending Trump's inauguration ceremony, and she was very much clear about it. So that's why we have seen him. Then also we have seen different celebrities, also different people, also, who were so many of them who attended the ceremony, and it was so great to see them part of this very exciting event, very important event for the US history. And also, President Donald Trump, we have seen that he walked through the crowd with lots of confidence and dressed in a very sharp and blue suit and a tie. And his strong presence also caught the attention of those around him. Also looking forward to the Melania Trump, then she was also standing by his side, and she was looking gracefully, and she was looking elegant in her attire and with her hat that was so catchy. And also, if we look into Ivanka, I mean, I would say the daughter of Donald
Ivanka.
Trump, Ivanka, yeah, Ivanka Trump, and also Tiffany Trump. So they too were also looking very pretty with their attire, and Barron Trump was also there. So we have seen him. We have seen lots of things, in today's inauguration ceremony. Also, there's a lot to discuss. Not only just who were there, but also what Trump said and what can be his motive behind his all these pointers that he mentioned and everything. So yeah, I think this is a pretty gist that who all came. Then also Joe Biden came with his family. Then JD Vance was also there with his wife Usha Vance and with his two kids, and those two were so cute. So it was like a proper gathering of so many political leaders also, and the tech giants were also there. So yeah, I think it was a very beautiful day for all the Americans right there, and a very a remembering day also. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what I wanted to claim during the initiating of the session.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the whole Trump family was very, very well represented. And then presidents and politicians, you've very rightly put many of the names and so many others. We also had foreign leaders, of course, like Argentinian President Javier Milei, Indian External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, then even former DUP MP Ian Paisley, and then they also attended. We also had tech CEOs and celebrities, tech titans like Elon Musk, of course, first on the
Mhm.
list, obviously, and then Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos also. They were all seated near Trump's cabinet members during the swearing in ceremony. And
Yeah.
interestingly, Zuckerberg is co hosting a reception alongside billionaire Republican donors later today. So yes, TikTok CEO was also seen, Shou Chu, as he was also very much present there, though TikTok was banned just for about that inaugural ceremony, and his
Mhm.
platform faces a looming U.S. ban, but I think it's back. So I think that's a good thing, of course. And we had star-studded performances. We all saw and enjoyed. Carrie Underwood sang "America the Beautiful," and then opera tenor Christopher Massio, performed the national anthem, and Lee Greenwood sang during Trump's ceremonial walk to the oath. And the Liberty inaugural ball featured acts by Nellie Jason Aldean and the Village People. So
Mhm.
yes, it was very beautiful. And the separate ball for military service members saw performances by Roscoe Flats and Parker McCollum. So yes, at the straight ball, Gavin DeGraw entertained the guests, which included some of Trump's major donors. So all in all, very, very fantastic and beautiful, and I think a very,
Mhm.
very beautiful day to celebrate because it's a very important occasion for America and also the world. Yes,
Mhm.
and for sure, today at noon it started, and what a beautiful way it started. It started with prayers, ended with prayers. So, yes, and talking about what he spoke, so much more. So, yes, I think I should just go ahead, Sam, and say a few things, that Trump had
Mhm.
mentioned during his speech, if that's fine.
Right. Of course.
So, yes, I mean, oh, so sorry. So, yes, he reclaimed American sovereignty. He said sovereignty means having the power to make decisions for your country without outside influence. And the plan is to make sure that US can make decisions that are best for its citizens. And this includes controlling borders better, focusing on
Mhm.
American jobs, and making sure that the government works for the people, not outside interests. So that is what he made a major point about. And apart from that, he also spoke about restoring public trust in government. Trust in government has dropped because of scandals and corruption, he says. And the idea is to rebuild that trust by making the government more transparent and holding people accountable for their actions. And this means cleaning up agencies like FBI and Dodge, which have been, accused of being biased or unfair in the past. So, Yes, very, very important points that Trump had mentioned. And apart from that, he also said that he would focus on American citizens. So the plan focuses on taking care of American citizens first, especially those who need help the most. And this means providing better support to people in need, reforming the welfare system, and making sure everyone out there has a fair shot at success. So the goal is to help people become more independent and self sufficient. So, yes, apart from that, yeah, we also have the law and order. He said he wants to restore the law and order. The idea is to bring back the sense of safety by supporting law enforcement and tackling crime more efficiently. And that includes making sure that the police have the resources they need to keep the communities safe and cracking down on violent crimes, especially by gangs and cartels. That's what he mentioned. So, apart from that, of course, one of the most important points he made was about border security and immigration reform. So, securing the borders is going to be his first, his topmost priority, and that is to stop illegal immigration, drugs, and human trafficking. So, the plan includes building more of the border wall and making sure anyone who enters the country illegally is sent back quickly, right where they came from. So the goal is to protect citizens from harm while making sure that those who want to come to America follow the rules. Very, very important points. Sam, anything
Right.
you want to add on?
Sure. I think before adding on anything, I would like to request with our viewers that, friends, if you haven't seen Trump's speech in the inauguration celebration, then you can go ahead and you can check out our channel where we came live at 12 p.m. EST at that time only. And the stream is still there, so you can check out the channel and you can go ahead and look for the speech, that Trump shared, and also the oath ceremony, basically. And after that, you can also join us on the given number that has been visible on the screen, that is 425 4366335 with the access code 988888. That's 5 times 8. And yeah, I think these are something that it's very important to highlight also, that you can also join us in this conversation. And it will be great if you could also let us know what do you think about Trump's new agenda, new policies, or maybe new thinking that he's going to implement in this year. As he also mentioned that this year is going to be the golden period of America, and he is going to be very much stiff about it, that he's going to make America great again.
Yes.
So I think he is trying his level best, and he will be on it, because the time when he also was declaring all the pointers that he wanted to make changes in the upcoming year. I think he started with the assassination attempt, and that was very sad, and that was a very heartbreaking incident that took place. And he
Yes.
also said that he went through assassination attempt, but that didn't happen because God was there to save him, because he was also there to make America great again. And with
Yes.
this, there was a big standing ovation over there in the ceremony that we have seen with a big round of applause. So, these were some of the pointers that he made, and we have seen a lot of people, they were applauding, they were cheering for him during his speech, and it was so good to see because it was very impactful, it was very energetic, that all his pointers and all his agendas that he was delivering through. And there were standing ovations a lot. There were people who were, cheering, and they were seem very happy during his speech. And assassination attempt was also there. Then he also mentioned about America first, and I think this was during his
Yes.
first 2 to 3 minutes of speech that he mentioned this America first. So we can see how much importance he's giving to this two words, America first, that we are going to see in the upcoming year. And I think Trump has been very much vocal about this earlier also. It's not for the very first time that we are listening to this. It's just that officially it has been stated now. But
Yes.
before oath ceremony also, right, Napasa, we have heard a lot of America First agenda. And I think, yeah, we have talked about it. Then, majorly, he also mentioned that he's going to have a national emergency at the southern border. And that's something quite, I would say, little doubtful or a little, I would say, we are not sure about it that whether it's going to happen or not. But the way he was saying, the way he was delivering, we can see the confidence in his eyes. He was very much confident, and he's very much bold about it. So I think this time, we can't expect any leniency, or we can't expect any soft corner towards the illegal immigrants. And that's what he, I think, put up in his speech very well, and that's what he said, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I think till now, he has been very much vocal about the illegal immigrants, and I don't think that illegal immigrants are going to have any way that you can escape from Trump's administration. So it's better to work on it. It's better to reach out to attorney, or to find
Mhm.
any way where you can make yourself legalize, or it would be better if you're not able to make yourself legalize in these terms. Then it's better to leave the US as soon as possible and come
Mhm.
back with a proper legal way, with a proper systematic way. I think that would be better. And yeah, I think these are some of the things. And also, Nipasa, why don't you go ahead and share something about the Mexico policy? He also talked about that. Remember that he's not going to have Gulf of Mexico, he's going to have Gulf of America. So that was also something that he mentioned. But anyway, you can talk about Mexico or US relation, or anything that you would like to add on to this conversation.
I think I would like to talk about ending what he said about ending sanctuary cities and reversing open border policies.
Mhm.
Sanctuary cities, as we all know, where local governments don't cooperate with federal immigration authorities. And they are a big issue, he says. So the plan is to cut funding to these cities and make sure immigration laws are enforced. So instead of an open borders approach, the focus will be on people who are law abiding and ready to contribute to the society. That's what he's saying. And apart from that, he also spoke about the role of criminal aliens and cartels. So criminals, especially those connected to drug cartels, cause serious harm to communities. So yes, just like you were speaking about Mexico, and there are this is what he was also saying. The government will focus on stopping cartels, which are responsible for so much crime at the border. And the idea is to work with local law enforcement and make sure criminals are caught and deported.
Right.
So he's
And
going
he
to make
also
it a
mentioned.
point that he can do
Mhm.
everything in his power to keep a check of all this and stop all these illegal activities that are going on in America.
Right. And I think this time, we can see maybe a different America as what we have been seeing all throughout these years, because he only mentioned that golden age of America begin right now.
Mhm.
And America is going to be more like, it will be greater, it will be stronger, it will be exceptional before.
Yes.
So, these are some of the
More
very
independence also. Yeah.
right,
Sorry.
more independent. That's what he said, more independent. And he also mentioned that today is the Liberation Day of America.
Yes. Yes. He
So
said
I
that.
think, yeah, these are the words that are very much carries a lot of meaning, carries a lot of weightage towards,
Yes.
especially for the nationalist. So I hope, and I can hope that this time definitely America becomes stronger, more, I would say, better. All the illegal activities or all the criminal activities that's taking place in America, and destroying the economy, and not only the economy but also mental peace of the people over there.
Yes.
So
I
I
mean,
hope.
imagine just the news which you spoke about, this 26-year-old Indian who was shot out there in
Yeah.
Washington. So I'm sure I'm not very sure who did it, but people don't feel so safe anymore. So he's speaking about having a safer America for everyone in it, especially
Mhm.
Americans. So he will
And
make it
that's
a point
really
that,
good.
yeah, yes, for sure.
And that's how it should be, because if a president is coming, then we should be filled with lots of energy, we should be filled with lots of welcoming attitude, because now someone is coming who is going to change the whole scenario of that nation. And I think that's what Trump is back again, and Trump is back again with the better agendas right now, with a better energy right now, and that's what he mentioned in his speech. And he also said, the great thing was that hostages in the Middle East are coming back to their families. So this is also a very major point, a very big point, and I think Napasa, you also mentioned this in your news update that the hostages, who are right now over there in the Middle East are expected to come back under Trump's administration, and we can't even imagine what problems or what I would say they are going through. It's so sad and it's so hard to accept that all the process or all the I would say the violence they might be going through is so hard to accept. And hopefully we can see this time that hostages in the Middle East can come back to their families this time.
Mhm.
And another thing was about national energy emergency, that was drill baby drill. So this
Yes.
is a very interesting. It sounds like interesting, but it's very important to understand the main meaning of it. Like, so it's actually a slogan, friends, that became very much popular in the United States around 2008. So it's a pretty back slogan that became popular, but it wasn't much into the implementation. But now I think Trump is more into it, and he is
Mhm.
going to implement it anyhow. And it was actually used by politicians and supporters who advocated for increased domestic oil drilling to reduce the dependence on foreign oil. And that's what Trump is more into, that he wants to have more employment, he wants to have more workers, who can have a better salary, who can have a better time also in working all these things. And this will also make their environment a better one and can also reduce the dependence regarding oil from the other country, from the foreign country. So these
Yes.
are few of the changes that Trump is looking. And Napasa, what would you like to add on this? What he added on the speech that he is looking for it?
Yeah, talking about energy policies, he was saying that he's going to declare a national energy emergency to reduce inflation and even escalate domestic oil and gas production.
Hmm.
So yes, very, you've mentioned already that what he's going to do, drill baby drill. So he's going to end the Green New Deal, and the promoting of freedom to choose traditional vehicles over electric ones. And
Hmm.
apart from that, he says he's going to revamp trade policies to tax foreign entities, while protecting American workers, coupled with establishment of the External Revenue Service to collect tariffs. So yes,
Yeah.
drill, baby drill, and expanding American manufacturing to unprecedented levels. He's going to make sure that America is going to be abundant and, free of dependence to any other country for that matter. He's going to use the resources that are available in America itself, he's saying.
Absolutely. And I think this is the way, that he can have better, I would say, workers also and a better economy also. This is definitely going to benefit US, but it takes a lot of time, lot of people also, and a lot of money as well. So we can't expect this to happen in this year, but meanwhile, during his term, at least we can expect maybe in these 4 years that can happen. And
Mhm.
also, Nepasa, I would like to ask, he also mentioned about the illegal immigrants, that now on the illegal immigrants have to be very much particular about, very much they have to be aware about all the problems or all the incidents that are taking place, because most of the incidents or any criminal activity that's taking place, that majorly because of the illegal immigrants. And I think it will be great if he is taking step on it, and it's definitely going to remove all the those people, those criminal people, who are spoiling America as how it used to be. So I think it's going to be a good one, if he's going to be very much strict about the illegal immigrants. What do you say on that?
Illegal is a very, very vast term somehow. I mean, of course, there are so many activities when you talk about drugs and human trafficking and everything. It's so in so many levels they are illegal, and depends on how, I think, how hard a crime is that, right? But what about people who have been in America, since generations, and this is not their the first generation there, and if they trace back, they realize that their grandparents or somebody came in illegally and they were born in America, they are American citizens. So what about those kind of people? So I don't know what are the steps he's going to take, but from what news has it, it's definitely scaring people, especially the immigrants out there, who are living in America. So I really hope that when he says illegal, I hope that he's aiming for criminals first, deporting the criminals first, and maybe I don't know what else, but yes, he has a lot in plan. So I think when we talk about all of that, he has other plans as well, and I think I would also like to talk about what he said about merit-based immigration system. He said that merit-based immigration system means giving preference to people who have the skills that the US needs, like in technology or healthcare. And the goal is to bring in workers who can help the economy rather than focusing only on family ties for immigration. So I
Mhm.
think this is somehow a good news because for people out there who have been aiming, with their achievements to go to the US and work or maybe study more and then get a job there itself. So I think a merit-based system of immigration is a good thing because yes, there are so many talented, highly skilled immigrants, and also very innovative immigrants who are creating jobs, who are being excellent at the jobs that are available there and what US needs. So yes, and this will also stop frauds and scams. I'm sure because in it's very, very transparent that Trump himself is going to be in favor of this merit-based system. So another thing is that this itself is going to be encouraging a lot of people to excel in their fields, in their own fields where they are, whether they are studying or working. So that why? So that America will need them and they will be hired in high-paying jobs, and
Mhm.
it's a win-win for both parties for sure.
Hope so.
And of course, he spoke about rebuilding America's global leadership, the plan to restore America's leadership around the world.
Yeah.
This includes building strong economy, making sure that the military is ready, and even negotiating deals that help the US. And it's about getting America back in control, and making sure that our interests are respected globally. So yes, as you have mentioned, being powerful, being strong, being the first, being rich economically, socially, and in every aspect. So yes, this is what Trump plans, building a stronger and prosperous America. So
Mhm.
yes, the ultimate goal is that, to be more stronger, a more prosperous America as a whole. And this means, the growing of economy, even creating jobs and ensuring that everyone has a chance to succeed. And there will be tax cuts, fewer regulations on businesses, and even policies to bring back jobs to the US. So I think this is a good thing, and H-1B visa will also be in more favor. So let's see what's going to happen. It's only day one. There's a lot, in the news, and there are a lot of promises that even Trump made today. Very interesting, eye-opening, encouraging, and memorable. I don't know how many of you all out there have been watching it over and over how he said it or what people have to say. But yes, like it or not, social media is also bombarding you with a lot of that news. So I'm
Yeah.
sure, folks, you have your views. And yes, we actually have so many people who have commented. So I think we should take up a few, no, Sam?
Yeah. Sure.
Should we read a few?
Let's
Let
take the
me read
first.
out. Yeah. Let me read out Madhavi's. The CEO of Meta, X, and Amazon sat in front of the president's elect's entire cabinet, a nod to importance Trump has given the heads of some of the most powerful companies and social media platforms over his agency heads. That's very interesting. Yes, very well noticed, Madhavi, and yes, that is very, very true. Um, they were sitting right there in front, and this shows how Trump makes thinks that social media is also very important, because that's where whatever he does is also going. So I'm sure, it's going to be more transparent, and he'd love to give his words directly to everyone out there. I think this is what it shows. You know,
Right. Now we are also seeing that he's more inclining towards or getting influenced towards, the tech giants' agendas, because uh, before, like few days back, we have been understanding this thing that Trump is not very much in favor of H-1B visa. But just few days back, before today is like before the inaugural ceremony, he also said this in a very clear way that he's in favor of H-1B visa and he thinks it's a good visa. So, these
yeah,
are like difference of opinion that we have seen in this week, last week, and there's a lot to understand behind, like what can be the reason behind it. And the major reason that I think is because maybe Trump is more friendly towards the tech giants and more friendly towards the Elon Musk, and that's where Elon Musk himself is an immigrant and he knows the value of the H-1B workers. He knows the value of immigrants, what the legal immigrants, what the foreign workers can bring up in US and can make a lot in US economy. So I think that's what a little influence that Trump is getting. And he hasn't mentioned anything, Trump, in his speech. He hasn't said anything about the visas or about the process, but about the illegal immigrants, I think he's very much sure. And about the legal ones, I don't think it's going to be something, I would say,
too much to
inappropriate.
worry about.
Yeah, they have to be worried as if they have to be more concerned about their skills, about their talents, about the qualifications, because that may get tougher, but not in the way of there will be not much hurdle, there will be just more challenges. I think we should look it in a better way. And yeah, I think Madhavi, thank you so much for letting us know that who was in the front head, and these were the CEOs of Meta, X, and Amazon. So thank you so much for letting us know. And yeah, and Napasa, please go ahead and take the other comment as well.
We have Ayush who says Donald Trump on Monday listed historic executive orders and announced that he will declare a national emergency, energy emergency, to help bring down prices. And we will drill, baby, drill. That is right. We have been speaking about this. Very, very important point. Thank you, Ayush, for participating. And we'd love any one of you out there, Ayush, Madhapi, or whoever's watching in whichever platform. Please join us on call. It'll be really nice to know you. And our number is 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So call us in, and we are going to love it if you join us for sure. So, yes, I mean, getting back to the inaugural ceremony, and, it was such a beautiful one. We also had the closing prayers, which were very beautiful as well. It was concluding, and religious leaders from various faiths offered closing prayers, marking a moment of reflection and unity, because we had Rabbi Ari Berman and Pastor Lorenzo Sowell and even Reverend Frank Mann. Each of them, they took turns leading the prayers, and they contributed to the diverse and spiritual end to the day's events. Very, very spiritual it was for sure.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think one subject notably absent from Trump's speech today was any mention of the January 6 criminal defendants. Trump has previously promised to pardon many or possibly all of the rioters involved in the events of January 6, 2021. So,
Mhm.
rioters and their families, many of whom were eagerly watching the ceremony from different watch parties. They were awaiting a word on how Trump will proceed with his planned pardons.
Yeah.
But yes, it was nonetheless very beautiful. And finally, Trump has begun his second term, and the inaugural ceremony. It was both a moment of celebration and reflection. You know, so much. There are so many comments out there. It's so hard to follow, but yeah,
And
pretty
also,
happy.
I think, when pastor he came when he was actually during the not the speech but during the prayer time. And I think I'm not remembering the exact name, but when the second person came and when he was actually saying something regards to pray, I think whole ceremony, whole people, those who were attending the inauguration, they all were clapping and they all were like they were so full with energy because the way he was delivering his prayer, it was so energetic, it was so I would say in a very good way, enthusiastic. And even after when he delivered his prayer, he hugged Donald Trump also, and Trump
Yes.
also hugged him with a big laugh. So it was like a great event, and it was like
It
a
was
very
Pastor
happy.
Lorenzo Sewell, yeah.
Right, right, right. So I think he was the one who made it very impactful and also made it very effective about his prayer. And people really enjoyed that. And even Donald Trump, he hugged him after his prayer. So that was so good to see. And even Joe Biden, Nepasa, Joe Biden also. I mean, he also greeted, as in during the oath ceremony, we also seen that Tiffany Trump was also there, and she was also standing just next to Joe Biden, and Joe Biden also greeted, Tiffany Trump also. So we can see that it's a very good way. It was very positive environment that happened today, and very memorable day also for not only for the Americans but across the whole globe. And we can also see two different parties were there, but still they both were there. They were greeting each other. They were standing behind beside each other and were
Mm.
clapping for each other's success. So it was a very positive thing, and it was a very great thing that we have seen. And yeah, I think these were some of the major incidents that took place, and that was also important to notice. And I think let's move ahead with another viewer's question that is of Girish. So Girish is saying that he promised to send troops to the US Mexico border and declare illegal immigration a national emergency. This would help build a border wall and send more troops. Of course, I think thank you so much, Girish, for putting that up. And if you're talking about a national emergency, then it's we don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but I think Trump is definitely trying to have this because he's more into removing all those people who have entered illegally from Mexico. And he also said that he's going to have a great border wall over there, and he's going to announce also the national emergency at southern border. So these are few highlights which are very important and which are very eye-opening as well. So what do you
Yes.
think, Nepal? Do you think that this national emergency at southern border is it going to happen, or Trump is saying just to scare the people over there?
No, I don't think he's just saying it. Just, I mean, he is not just words and no action. He is words and action. That is Trump for you. So he's going to do it. I mean, even if not day one, day two, even if not on day two, maybe he is definitely planning it, and he'll make sure that when he does it right. So
Yeah,
yes,
because when
and
he was saying that, we can understand that he was saying with lots of confidence and with
yes.
lots of belief also, right, during
Yes,
his speech.
when whatever he spoke, and if you heard it, if you were there watching him, any one of you out there, I don't think you can doubt what he said. Whatever he said, he's going to do for sure. So we'll
Yeah,
just have to see when it's happening. But like I said, when it'll happen just the way he said. So yes,
absolutely.
and yes, what you've said, it's true. He's going to declare an emergency in the border, and
Mhm.
historic executive orders, and announce that he will declare, yes, energy emergency. When he talk about energy emergency, that's what he's saying. Yes, drill, baby, drill. So he wants to make America more. Are we still? Sorry, I went back to Ayush's comment. So
That's
yes,
okay.
sorry, Girish. So yes, he promised to send troops to U.S. Mexico border and declare illegal immigration and national emergency. Yes, he's really trying to do his best to stop the border. I mean, not to stop, to make a real wall in the border. So when he declares an emergency, he's going to have more. How to say, people out there who are going to make sure that this is really checked, at the border. So And yes, in turn, this would help build a border wall and send more troops. That's right, Girish. You have mentioned it very well. So yes, and coming back to Trump's speech, he also spoke about the vision for the future. As the ceremony wrapped, we heard President Donald Trump delivered his final remarks, and he described himself as a bulwark against a world that has been very angry, violent, and totally unpredictable. He says.
Mhm.
So he then declared that our golden age has just begun, and he closed his address with a very optimistic tone. And the future of the United States is under his leadership. So it was beautiful. And of course, after that, we had the inauguration ceremony, which ended with stirring performance of the national anthem, sung with great emotion as the ceremony reached its conclusion. Everybody
Yeah.
standing and with a lot of patriotism at their hearts. I think this was very beautiful, a sight to watch.
Absolutely, and we have seen a lot of, I would say, people over there. There were huge crowd, and there were many different leaders also were there whom we weren't expecting. But
Yes.
I think there were many, and for the very first time, I think these tech giants also joined, and it was a quite surprise. But we can expect something different in the upcoming year, as Trump is very much unpredictable. But in a very good way, we are going to expect something great in the upcoming year, and we will see a lots of changes also. Not only in terms of immigration, but also in terms of their own policies, inflation regarding the U.S. Mexico border, then also hostages who are right now in Middle East. So I think there are lots of plans, that Trump is about to make, and lots of plans that Trump wants to change. So he
Mhm.
is on it, and I think he is a man of his word. He is definitely going to work on it as soon as possible, because during his first term also we have seen that he was very much energetic, but maybe he didn't get that much time, or maybe he wasn't, maybe the situation wasn't under his control. So that's why, some of the pending tasks that he wanted to complete during his first term, he is still trying to complete it in the second term, with a better solution, with a better work, with a better quality. So I hope that this time, we can expect America to be back again with that energy, with that beauty, how it has to be. And with all the legalness, with all the fairness that America right now is actually going through. And yeah, I think we can expect a better future under Trump's administration, though it will be quite tougher, but still, it will be fairer enough.
I think it's going to be, yes, fairer, more transparent, stronger, goes without saying, more independent.
Right.
And yes, I think we'll just have to wait, watch, feel, and explore and live, live just how it is going to be. So I think,
Right.
yes, it was a beautiful ceremony all in all, and a beautiful day, and so much more. So keep following us. I think with this, we should wrap up, for today. And yes, I mean, the more we speak, the more will keep coming, because it was so much. And let's keep it at that. It was day one today for Donald Trump at the White House. 20th of January 2025 is going to be historical day to be remembered. Yes, so let's keep it at that. And for more updates and more insights on immigration, do not forget to subscribe to us. We are Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on X. So follow us, connect with us, and don't forget to hit that bell icon, so that whenever we have discussions like these or webinars with so many awesome attorneys who join us every week, to enlighten us with so much that's going on with US immigration. And
Mhm.
yes, don't forget to just be with us. So thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, don't go anywhere. There's so much more coming. And this is it for today on Daily Immigration Dose. So, y'all out there have a wonderful day ahead. It's me, Nipasa, and Sam signing off for now.
Bye bye, everyone.